Hello, it's Lorraine Ferrier, founder of Fertility Joy, the program to reclaim your natural fertility fitness, fusing ancient wisdom and scientific know-how to make your baby dreams a reality. So in this week's Q A podcast, the question is, wait for it, who told you you're not ovulating? So who told you you're not ovulating? Now with ovulation, it can be confusing because there's lots of myths about ovulation and misconceptions about ovulation. So you may have been told that you're not ovulating, but I'm here to just tell you a little bit of background about ovulation. So you may have had a blood test by your doctor, and this blood test is done at a certain time in your cycle. And normally, most doctors test your blood around day 21 in your cycle. Now this is if you have regular periods. The doctors look at the assumption that you actually ovulate on day 14. And most doctors actually make that assumption that everyone who has regular periods has a 28-day cycle and they ovulate on day 14 right in the middle. And then it gives you 7 days, so from day 14 to day 21, to actually show up progesterone, which is the hormone that lines the womb. So that blood test that you would have taken is to detect progesterone. Now, that's great if you do ovulate on day 14, but many of us don't. So sometimes you might be ovulating earlier or later. And that's depending on if you're sick or stressed. There's a few factors coming in on whether you ovulate at the same time each month. And if you're like me, I don't have a regular 28 days, sometimes it's a couple of days before or after. So if I was to test my blood, I'm pretty sure that sometimes it wouldn't be detected because I'm ovulating later. And the other thing to remember, this is really important, that it's actually quite normal to not ovulate each cycle. Now, it's just one of those things that sometimes we don't release an egg. So just bear that in mind, that sometimes we don't ovulate. Obviously, if this goes on for a few cycles, then we need to do further investigation. Well, the best thing to tell when you're ovulating, is what I tell my clients, is to start charting. So this is fertility charting, fertility awareness charting. And the temperature, so your basic basal body temperature, so your temperature at rest in the morning, is what you take. And you do it at the same time every day, and that temperature will rise slightly when you ovulate. And that's because progesterone, the hormone I mentioned earlier, is heat-inducing. So it gives out heat. So a slight rise in temperature indicates those 24 hours. So when you've got your chart, you can see what's going on. You can line up when you're ovulating and see also the levels of progesterone, because that's really important to line the womb properly, that nest, for a good, healthy conception to occur and a healthy pregnancy without miscarriage. So that's who told you you're not ovulating. Just a few things to bear in mind there. That the blood test may be taken at the wrong time, and it's best to chart to see that. And the last thing is, sometimes you don't ovulate each cycle. So I'm really hoping that this is helpful. And if you've got a fertility question that you need answered, just drop me a line. The email is at the bottom of this audio. I'd really be happy to help you. Have a wonderful day. Until next time, take care of you. I've been Lorraine Ferrier, natural fertility expert, and I'm looking forward to helping you reclaim your natural fertility fitness.